In this Davinci Resolve tutorial, I'm going to show you how to quickly and efficiently cut together a video on the edit page. Hold on tight because we're jumping right in. One quick note, definitely check out all the timestamps just in case there's a particular part you want to jump to in the video. So I'm going to drop this VO down into the timeline. I'm going to zoom in there, and I'm not going to start it right at the beginning. I'm going to give it a little bit of room. So there's this big gap here. So what I'm going to do is expand the audio just a little bit. I'm going to grab my blade tool right here, or the B key, shortcut key. I'm going to click it right there. I'm going to hit T, and I'm going to go to the edge of this, and I'm going to drag the rest of the clips toward the clip I just cut. So they're closer. I'm going to drag this over just a touch, and I'm going to fade it in. So right up here on the top left, I'll fade it in. And I'm not going to mess with this, but you have this other little dot right here. What you can do is you can manipulate the curve of the fade and put a little fade right here. So now it'll sound like this. And we get in a rut. The best thing to do, again, this is a little too far away. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to edit this together, and then we'll hear what it sounds like. I've got the VO down for my video. I'm going to start pulling in video clips to figure out exactly what I want to put over top of each thing I say. The first thing I say is, sometimes life throws curveballs your way. So sometimes life throws curveballs your way. I like this opening. I'm going to take this, do a little in and out right there. We'll see how long this actually is. And there's no audio for this clip. If we go back to the thumbnail view, we can see that there's no audio. If there was, you'd see a little music icon. So I'm just going to click and drag this down into here. As you can see, it's pretty long. So we're going to shorten that. Get it past this part right here. Drag this down to the beginning. Now you can do a few things to kind of bring this in. So it's not, right at the beginning, it's just a hard cut right to the footage. You can either drag the top part to the right, and that's a fade. So it will fade from black. Or I can undo that. I can close my media pool. I'll come over to effects right here. I'll find video transitions. I actually have favorites that you can save down here. So I can grab the dip to color, and I can drop that right on the clip. Now you can see there are 22 frames. I'm going to do like 20. No, actually, I'll do a little bit longer. There's 1 second and 2, 3, 4, 5 frames of dissolve happening. I am playing back 4K footage in a 1080 timeline, and I have an older computer, so it's struggling a little bit, but sometimes life throws curveballs. It's not doing too bad. Another thing you can do, I'm going to do this to help myself out. While we're watching this back, I'm going to come up to playback, and I'm going to turn my timeline proxy mode to half resolution. So if you look real closely, you can see as it's playing, the sharpness kind of turns down a little bit. Now let's listen to it again. Sometimes life throws curveballs your way. I think I'm going to do an edit right here. So again, multiple ways you could do this. I could do the blade tool, and then I can hit the backspace button, and that will delete the clips. This can help your edit go really fast, but for now I'm just going to do the blade tool, cut right there, go back to the selector tool or the A shortcut, hit backspace, done with that clip, close the effects, open up the media pool, and we're going to find another clip. Let's hear what I say. And we get in a rut. Get in a rut. This nice shot of the sunset going backwards, in and out. I only want the clip. I don't want the audio. So I'm going to click video and drag this down and drop it right there. Another way to do this too is, let's say I'm happy with the edit right about there. Click that, delete. And I really like this, but I'm not really sure where I want it. I'm going to hit Alt X, and that clears the in and out. I'm going to grab the clip. I'm going to bring it down here, plus and minus, zoom in and out. I'm going to go through here and say, this is a really nice clip. I like it when it's further away from the palm trees. So I'm going to stop right there, grab the end of this, and drag this to here. And I don't need it very long, so I'm going to drag it to about right there first. I'm coming back to the edit point. I'm going to hit in for the snapping tool, and it's going to snap to that. Your way. I'm going to play, and we get in a rut. The best thing to do is, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to hit A again, and I'm going to turn off the snapping tool because I actually don't want this to end right at this edit, which I'm about to drag it over. I want it to go maybe 2 frames into the next audio clip. So we're going to turn off in for snapping. Drag that right there. Let's find kind of like this one with the couple or the 2 people walking. I'll do like right there. Endpoint. I don't know how long I want this clip to be, so I'll just do all the way to the in and out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this over to here and append at end. And now everything from the beginning up to this point is the same, but from this clip where I dropped it, it's now at the end of those clips. So my goal here is to show you that you can do the same thing multiple ways. And the cool thing is as you jump in and you start doing this, you'll find what works best for your workflow. And that's the ultimate goal. I just deleted the clip, but just like these have F9, F10, F11, these icons over here also have shortcuts, even though it doesn't actually say it. So to find them, what I did is I looked up append at end. I'm going to go to Davinci Resolve up here at the top left, keyboard customizations. And right here in show all, I'm going to type in append, if I can spell it right. And you can see here on the edit page, these upper parts are the different pages you're on, or the hierarchy. On the edit page, you can see append to end of timeline, which is Shift F12. I'm going to close that. I'm going to leave this right here. I'm going to select this, see it went orange. I click this clip. I'm going to hold down Shift and hit F12. Now, this clip is on the end of this edit. And we can keep doing that. So I'm going to do a little time lapse and kind of get to this really quick. This is my edit. It's a very simple edit, just, as an example of what you can do using the different tools. So let's watch it really quick. Sometimes life throws curveballs your way, and we get in a rut. The best thing to do is just get into a space that clears your mind. Sometimes we have to go far away. Other times we go somewhere familiar. In the end, we have to find out what's best for us. All right, so to take this up a little bit more, you could add sound effects and cool transitions and all this different stuff. Like for instance, let me come in here. I'm going to open up effects. I'm going to close my media pool, and we're on transitions already. So if I scroll down a ways, we could do like, I've got Mr. AT, a bunch of his transitions, which I'll link down in the description. You could do something like this ultimate zoom. I'm going to make it a little shorter. Let's say 12 frames. You can see it jumps into the next one. The best thing to do is just get into a space that clears your mind. Now, my computer is struggling a little bit right now since it's an older system. And one thing I could do right now that you could do as well, you could render out your footage. So if I select everything and I right click it and I go to render cache fusion output, I'm going to change that to on. And then I'm going to come up to playback and I'm going to go to render cache and I'm going to go to smart. So once I do that, this is going to start rendering the timeline. You can see this red line up here. And as it renders, you'll see parts of the timeline turn blue. So once that's rendered, it should play back a bit better. To a space that clears your mind. Sometimes there we go. We have to go far away. Other times, so that's better. So that's an option you have. Now I want to show you a few other things. We're going to look at titles real quick. And let's say, I want a nice grand title at the beginning of this. Sometimes life throws curveballs your way. Maybe do text in a box. So we'll throw this up here. I'm going to drag it to length. The text is there, but it just says sample text. how do I actually edit this text? Well, this is where Inspector comes into play. So if you go up to the top right, this is going to be one of your best friends in this program. So if you click Inspector, you're welcomed with some settings. So this particular area, you have your text box. This is where you're actually going to change the text for this. So I'm going to actually change this to life. And I'm going to pick kind of a slightly more bold font. So I'm just going to, that one's pretty cool. So I'll leave it as that. The cool thing is a lot of this stuff moves from page to page. Again, right now we're only on the edit page and we have a lot of other stuff to talk about. There are a certain amount of attributes that I can change, but if I click video, there's a few more. While I'm in here, I can do a lot just from this area to this text. I would highly suggest coming in here and just mess with stuff. So if you go into settings, I changed the size of the font in here, but if you go in here, you can change the zoom and you can also keyframe this too. And you can adjust the position, the rotation angle. I mean, again, so much stuff you can do. So you have your transform, which is all the different positions, and you can see it better here. If I change the position left and right, it will move within the viewer. Hit undo. Also, if you change a bunch of stuff and do this and that and you don't know what's going on, you can click this little button right here and it'll reset all of the settings. You have cropping, so you could crop it in from the left or right or top or bottom, which is nice. And then if you want to adjust the softness of the crop, you can do that. Again, I'm going to hit undo. You have dynamic zoom, which is really cool. So this is sitting still. So I'm going to click this and I'm going to click dynamic zoom. And now you can see other times it's zooming out. You can do easy in. Other times so there's so much you can do. And now we should add some music. Close the effects page in the media pool. Go into music. And I really like this one right here. So I'm going to click and drag this in here. And I'm going to kind of try to cut some of this really quick to fit into this edit. See how this looks. I'm just clicking and dragging. The best thing to do, let me drag this over here. Like this. Sometimes life throws curveballs. I'm going to actually grab this one right here. Keyframing. I love doing keyframing on the actual clip itself. So what I'm going to do is, this is pretty loud. And I'm going to put a keyframe right here. I'm going to hold down the Alt button. If you click this right here, and then you click, I'm going to go right about where I start talking. And then I'm going to find this line. I'm going to drag it down to, let's say, make it a -18 for now. I'll hear what that sounds like. Sometimes life throws curves. It's a little too harsh on the change. Sometimes life throws curveballs your way, and we get in a rut. I really like editing to the music, so I'm going to actually move some of these edits around. If you click Shift-S, that will turn on and off audio scrubbing. So I hit Shift-S, and now it's off. So as I move, you're not going to hear the audio. But if I hit Shift-S again, now you can actually hear parts of the audio. Right now I'm hitting the left and right arrows. So these are also good for moving around the timeline. Left and right is one frame of video. So you can see right here, the frame is changing. If you push the up or down arrows, it goes to the closest edit. If you want to go left and right, but you want to do more than one frame at a time, if you hold down Shift, it'll go 1 second. So this is convenient if you're trying to do little stuff. Here's another thing. Yeah, I'm going to use this while I do this edit. I'm going to play this real quick. Your way. And I'm going to find this, the big boom in the music. So the boom is right there. So I want to come back one. In this edit, you can see I've got about one frame here that I want to get rid of. So what I can do is if I click the clip and I hit the period button, that moves the clip one frame to the right. See, now you can see I'm actually eating into the next one. So this is cool, but you have to be careful to make sure you're not affecting clips before or after. Right now I'm just hitting the comma button and the period button, and this is a way to move your clips just one frame at a time. So I want it like this, and I'm going to drag this one over just a frame, make sure my text is there, and we're going to hear what that sounds like. Sometimes life throws curveballs your way, and we get in a rut. The best thing to do is just get into a space that clears your mind. Sometimes we have to go far away. Other time, so I like this big clip right there. So I'm actually going to drag this over to right here. We have to go far away. Other times we go, drag this back one frame, far away. Other times we go somewhere familiar. In the end, we have to find out what's best for us. So you could obviously do a lot more with this, which I'm not going to right now, but I'm just going to cut this, delete this part, the right side, or again, you could come to this area, which I'm going to come right to the end of this. I use my up and down arrows. I'm going to come to this, select this, hold down Control Shift and hit the right bracket. And now it has cut everything to the right of this clip and ended it with the other audio and video clips. And now I'm going to do a little fade, and now you come out with this. We have to find out what's best for us. So that's it for this video. There's still a ton to talk about. We got to talk about the Fusion page, color page, the Fairlight page, deliver page. So definitely consider subscribing. Looking forward to that content when it comes out. And don't forget to use what you got.